Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 214, and I'm joined this evening by my co-host, Morgan Harfell. Good evening, Morgan.
Evening, Matt. I'm back. Apologies for last week, but
You
I am
are.
back.
You are back.
I'm in the hot seat.
It's the first time we've been on a show together for a hot minute, actually.
Yeah, no, we just
weeks.
keep finding excuses to dip out. You know,
It is.
We're just like putting that
Absolutely.
extra pressure on Burgess every now and again. You know, just
It is.
throw the old spanner in the cogs and see what comes out.
Calling him up on a Wednesday evening.
But you know what? The A team's back in the driver's seat, man. It's good to be here. Tom's in the background, and we've got the Hunter boys sitting in the wings, ready for another great show.
Absolutely. Have you been out? Been playing much recently? Last couple of weeks? How's it been for you?
I've had 2 or 3 rounds. I tried to get out this afternoon, and on my drive there, got dragged straight back to work. So I think they've got a beacon on me. You know, I think they're tracking my movements. I was on my way to Tucker's to meet Jin, and just didn't happen. But here we are. No. It's all good.
No. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I played recently. Not since Dystopia, actually. Which
2
was
weeks?
the week before last. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Since family's been a bit sick since then, so sort of hunkered down, and that's also why, chat, I must apologise for the tardiness of the power rankings this week. And also for the tardiness of the tipping results for what was it, Chartreuse Bay, which apologies, it came through a little bit late, but yeah, had a few things to sort out. But we've the next tipping event, we'll get to that in a minute. It's in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, plenty of time and still to go in season 2 of Sweet Chain Tipping. So yeah, let's so make sure you get onto that. Right, Morgan, as Morgan said, we've got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to go through hot scores to begin with. Then we've got an interview with Jamie and Daniel Hunter. Now, the Hunter brothers have, as you've probably seen, unless you've been living under a rock, they've been doing pretty well, Morgan, over the last few tournaments.
It's almost an understatement at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, really got kind of, and we'll see actually, because their disc golf journey started quite a while ago, far longer ago than I perhaps gave them credit for. And so yeah, we'll cover all of that and how they've got to here and what they're going to do next and all that kind of stuff. They're going to do Desert Island disc golf as well, which will be a lot of fun. We've never done a
duo.
tandem. Like a tandem desert island before. So that we'll see how we get on there. We're going to have a look back at the Chartreuse Bay Charge and the Women's Disc Golf Day results, which occurred last weekend in Christchurch and Auckland, respectively. We're going to have a look ahead to the Funds for Finland event, which is occurring this weekend. We got Disc Golf Valley and Power Rankings will round out your Thursday night entertainment. How does that sound? All good?
Yep. Disc Golf Valley, guys. Tommy's in the background. Disc Golf Valley code is right above me.
AXXY. Get involved and put your round in and see if you can beat probably Morgan, who's in the lead. I mean, out of the 3 of us, he's in the lead. So yeah, let's get on with it. Morgan, let's go. Hot scores. Take us through yourself.
Oh, Roger Dodgy. There. See, here we go. Spanner in the works. Got to scroll on up, and here we are. We're scrolling up to find ourselves in the deep south where Mr. Goddamn Johnny Ferrari shoots the hot score this week at Queen's Park with a 14 under par. Kelvin Cummings gets it done at both Chingford and Brockville, shooting 4 down at Chingford, 5 down at Brockville, and then we head over to my neck of the woods where the Stiffmeister 7 under gets it done for him at Flight Park, and then into the Queenstown Gardens where Max Rose. I think that might be, unless he was around last week or one of the weeks I've been away, that's the first time I've read out this name. Max Rose getting it done with an 11 under par. Well done, sir.
Name. Yep,
new name. Brilliant. That's what we like to see. Not a new name, though. Headed over to Lismore and Mundo McDisc with 12 under par. Yet again this week with the hot score. Reed and Nick, both at Jelly Park here, shooting a 10 under par, and then over to Bottle Lake, where Sam Lycan shoots 7 down. 11 down for Phil Bother. He's back in his own neck of the woods rather than gallivanting all over the south. He shot the hot score at Warren Park, again 11 down. Mr. Sam Hall with a 16 down at Smallbone Reserve, and Khalil Shearer, 8 under par at Queen's Park Reserve. Then we head up to Taylor River, where Inca and Darian both shoot 9 under and 15 down is the hot score this week for Mr. Ashton Clark at Branford. That rounds out the south, and we will head up to the north.
Starting in the capital, in Berrenport, Ben Morrison goes around the black layout at Berrenport at 12 under par. Incredible score. Over to here, Koi and Elijah and Pedro can't decide who's best, tying as they've done on 3 under par. Suzanne Patterson goes through Hardcore Park on +6. And over to Flaxmere, Jared Saw hits 10 under around Flaxmere, which is, a very good score. Dan Pickersgill goes around Spa Park Black at Neg 1. And Joey Parks at Scion Tree Nursery goes down at 10 under par. Up to Henderson, Jackson Sullivan, 10 under par. And Jackson Sullivan is also on the hot score for Woodhill as well, tying with Jamie and Oscar at 6 down. Steve Gill puts in the best performance at Rosedale with a 3 under par to take out the honours this week. Morgan, just before we move on, you mentioned a new name there, Max Rose.
Yes.
I was just talking to producer Tom. We're approaching the 500th distinct person in hot scores. There you go.
Let's go.
So when that happens, we'll be sure to announce the 500th person who's made an appearance in the hot scores. So.
What will happen first? Will we get 500 subscribers, or will we get 500 unique names through the hot scores?
I don't know. I hope it's they're pretty similar actually. The numbers are pretty close to being the same. So yeah, hopefully we shall see. Anyway, on that subject, if you haven't subscribed, then please consider doing so. It really does help the channel out. And if you like what we do, then you can subscribe, drop a like. If you want to go a bit further, then we've got patreon.com/sweetchainlive, where we've got some pretty exclusive content that will hopefully be quite exciting. I'm quite excited about it. Tom and Morgan also have seen little snippets of it, and yeah, we're going to be going through some stuff in might be a couple of months, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. But when it comes out, we'll let you know, and you'll be able to head over to patreon.com/sweetchainlive to get involved. So yeah, that's it for that. Now we've got with us this evening our 2 guests. Now, 2 new guests for us, and 2 relatively new names, not to disc golf or disc golf tournaments in New Zealand, but to MPO and the top of the power rankings. So we're going to welcome in this evening our guests, Jamie and Daniel Hunter. Good evening, gents. How are you guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, the boys. Welcome to the show. As I said at the top when you first jumped on, we are very stoked to see you guys here and have you on the show. It's you're very new to, well, not so much to me. I've seen you around for a couple of years, but you are going to be pretty new to the to a lot of the viewing folks here, and to Matt and Tom. So yeah.
Yeah,
Matt.
Thanks for having us.
Well, look, I've never met you guys before, and I was talking to my wife earlier on this week, and she was saying, "Oh, who have you got on the show?" And I said, "Oh, we've got the Hunter brothers on," and she's like, "Oh, that's real cool," because she has seen you rocket up the power rankings recently and been like, "Oh, they're pretty new." And then I did a little bit more research, and actually, you guys have been around for a while, since like 2021, which is playing more than some of the people who are out there. And so just talk us a little bit through kind of like how you got into it, how old you were when you got into it, and like what, how did you pick it up and all of that? Who wants to kick us off?
Daniel can.
I guess, yeah, I'll start. Well, yeah, basically, I mean, our first tournament was 2021, but we started in January 2020, I think, or December 2019, one of the two.
So pre-COVID? Are you calling pre-COVID?
Yeah, we've got
Excellent.
that bragging right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of our mates in Twizel just texted us one day and asked us to go out for a round. Shout out to James McDonald. And so yeah, we went out, and then we Jamie and I shared one disc. I think it was a Raptor, and so we went around the Twizel, the Greenbelt course, and yeah, just started from there. We bought a couple Kahoos each and some Rurus, and then just started from there. Yeah. Basically just played with probably 2 discs until early 2021, I guess, and then got some more, and then played the first tournament, Lismore.
And that's your local tournament up there at the Twizel Greenbelt, right?
No, Lords of Lismore is in Wanaka, but we did play Moonbase later that year at the Twizel Greenbelt.
Oh, sorry. I mean, Twizel course is your home course, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That's where you played your first round. You were saying, thanks to
Yes.
Mr. James McDonald. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good course. Do either of you hold the course record out of interest?
Well, I think the course record is 14 down from what I heard, but I'm not sure if that's true.
And where do you boys sit on that ladder? What's your hot score on your local course?
Mine's 13 down.
Well,
so
Jamie's 13. I've got 12 twice.
yeah.
So we haven't quite got the crown yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm giving you another 6 months, and I reckon you crack that.
All right.
Hopefully.
We'll give it a shot.
I'm sensing, and I've got a bit of experience from this, given that me and my brother are of a similar age difference to you guys. Is there any competitiveness in your disc golf games? I mean, over and above any competitiveness you'd have if you were just 2 players competing for the win. Like, was it always there from when you first started playing?
I would say no, not really. There's probably less competition between us than with our other friends that we play with. Yeah.
Okay.
And especially in tournaments where we don't really even compete with the other, I guess.
No. We're more just like rooting for each other, really.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that even.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, and because there's been a couple of tournaments where you've finished like a 1-2. And that must have been pretty exciting coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Lismore especially was pretty neat.
Yeah. With the Final Four playoff was a lot of nerves playing in front of all those people, but yeah.
And then
I was going to say that's probably the first time you've had to do that. It's a pretty new experience.
Yeah.
And then the Generation opened a week later. Generation opened a week later, and the roles are reversed, and and the opposite result comes in. That's crazy. And you're both rated at the same rating now, right? 965.
Yeah, now we're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Which is just bizarre, right? This is it. So yeah. So you started with a Raptor. That's quite an ambitious disc to start off with. I think is probably.
Is that fair. Which Raptor are we talking about? Are we talking about the old school RPM or whatever?
Fair shout. Well, yeah, it's still pretty beefy though, wasn't it?
I don't know actually for sure. It was so old and we'd only just started. I think it was the RPM one though.
Yeah, if it was pretty old, it probably was the RPM one.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. And then you picked up a few more RPM discs in Kahoos and Dudus as well. Have you stuck to RPM since, or have you kind of gotten different manufacturers? What?
We've kind of my main putter at the moment is actually the second disc I ever bought. So we went from the Raptor, and then we bought a driver, which was the Kahoo, and then we wanted putters, so I got a Ruru, and I still use that as my main one. So yeah. 5 years of playing with the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if it's working, it's working, right?
Yeah. Look, I can say I do the same. I've got exactly the same thing. I've got the same keystone that I've been putting with for the last 4 or 5 years, and if I don't know, it just feels nicer, doesn't it? Like it's like Old Faithful. You've got it in.
Exactly.
You know what you're doing with it. You know what it's going to do. So yeah. That's cool.
What plastic is your Ruru? Just out of interest?
I don't know exactly because the sticker underneath was never on it when I bought it, but it's extremely floppy. It's
probably like the old probably like
soft.
probably a Magma Soft or a medium that's really beaten in now.
Something like that, yeah.
I like that you'd have no idea what it is and you're out there just spanking people with it.
Yeah.
I truly love that. Oh goodness me.
Because you both have worked your way up the divisions, right? Starting in MJ15. which is a clue to how old you are for the chat, which if you want to tell people you can. But and then now you're playing in MPO really since the end of last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was Moonbase, where I think we both saw you at Moonbase. I think you both took out second, didn't you? One in MA1, one in MPO.
Yeah.
And then since then it's been MPO the whole way, and the results have been incredible. I mean, you've beaten some really good players. How has that been for you? Have you always kind of felt you've had this kind of progress and now it's suddenly arrived, or does it feel different for you?
I would say I feel like I started progressing through 2023. We did a lot of rounds in 2023, probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And so at Moonbase 2023, I got first in MA1, and so that's kind of I did get an MA1 first at Ascot in July or something. But yeah, then it felt like the years before that were kind of the same, and then it started picking up there, and then 2024, just kept going up from there, I guess.
Yeah, you started off with a first Ascot Perfection on 13th of August. Then you got a second on the 3rd of September, so just a few weeks later, and then into November with your first place at Moonbase.
That's right, yeah.
Yep.
And so,
what do you?
Sorry, go on,
sorry, Matt.
No,
No, you go, because I was just about to ask what you were looking at. You were deep in thought there.
Yeah, look,
very deep in thought.
I think their PDGA pages are fascinating. I mean, they've really kind of shown this progression over the last few years. And if you say that in 2023, that's when you started playing more rounds, then story checks out that the improvement's gonna come from that.
Yeah.
In terms of training, field work, etc., what does that look like for you?
I don't think I've done like any field work ever.
That's fair enough. A lot of people haven't.
Really,
I would say
like the only training I do, we have a practice basket at home, so I do a lot of putting. Okay. But usually it's just getting out and playing.
That's way
most
more
days. Yeah.
Okay. Chat. Put a J into the chat if you've never done field work. And be honest. No shame.
I just want to point out that it's not just these guys that have been. I mean, obviously they were quite young when they were starting, but they're still doing this. They're out there with their family every time they come into these tournaments too. It's not just these two. And I will just shout out Deb, because I love seeing Deb at tournaments, and she is killing it in her own right as well. I've watched her progress as well, boys. She's just rubbing shoulders with you two. I think standing right between you and just getting some of the goods from both of you. How is that, getting out there with the whole family? Because obviously some of our best players are big family people on the course, right? I mean, we just have to look as far as Levi and Ethan and their parents and grandparents that are out there competing all together. So yeah, how was that for you guys?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I think our parents started playing during 2021, during that second lockdown. I think they were looking for something to do, so they came and joined us. And then I believe Sub-Zero was their first tournament, 2023.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it is pretty cool. Yeah, having everyone competing in a tournament. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's definitely something special, and something we're starting to see more and more. A lot of father-son, father-daughter, mother, the whole family out there. It's I don't know. I love seeing it. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, is actually just seeing all of the whānau out there together, because we've spoken about it for years, how good the sport is for being active and being together. And it's you guys are proving that just being out there all the time with your family and just enjoying yourselves, it's paying dividends right now.
Yeah.
So what's your kind of ambition here? Like, have you kind of, because you're both pretty young, you've both approaching the top end of the sport here in New Zealand. What's your kind of, have you got any kind of goals or aspirations for maybe going abroad, perhaps, or goals closer to home?
Nothing in particular for me. I mean, just I just enjoy playing it, especially the Twizel Greenbelt course, just playing as much as I can. And it kind of feels to me like I've been playing a lot over the years consistently, and then it just kind of seems to have paid off out of nowhere. So I feel like I'm still in the same position, but my games and tournaments have the results have improved.
Something's
So
clicked.
yeah,
Yeah, kind of the same for me because towards the end of 2023, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to keep playing. And then a lot of 2024, I didn't really play that much. I took like quite a big break. And then out of nowhere, I came back and started playing. And then obviously recently, like, been competing well in the tournaments out of nowhere. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I haven't really put much thought into where I want to go with it. But
So would it be fair to say you guys are really, especially right now, just doing it for the fun of it, right?
pretty much,
Yeah.
That, again,
No,
that
good
just
stuff.
speaks volumes,
That's
Matt.
fantastic.
Because honestly, I've been through that where like I was competing at the same sort of level of these guys many years ago, and then it got too much because I was just too focused on trying to be good rather than having fun anymore, and I had to actually step back and come back to find the fun of the sport again, which I'm very glad I did. So just keep having fun, boys, because it's a hell of a good time, eh?
yeah.
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
I just want to say before we played Lords of Lismore this year, I think I told Mum or Jamie or something. I was saying that I think I told Martin as well that it's probably my favorite tournament that we play each year. Even though I haven't before this year, I hadn't placed well at all. I think I'm probably middle of the pack MA1 at best. And I was saying that even after my first round this year, because I only got 6 down, I was like middle of the pack, I think. I was like, okay, well, this tournament, it's going to go the same way as the last one. But I still enjoy that tournament more than any of the others for some reason, even if I don't play well.
Yep. It's a hell of a tournament, man. They put on a good time over there for sure.
Mm.
And you got your next event is Nottingley.
Yep.
Which is coming up in a couple of weeks. And I note that Deborah's playing in FA 50. And is that Colin? Is that your dad in MA 50?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
Excellent. That's fantastic. So Nottingley, we were having a look at the card beforehand. All right, the field at Nottingley, and it's a stacked field. This one, for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, you've got Levi, Francis, the Hunter brothers, Andrew Popham, Ethan Stout, and then a whole bunch of guys who are in that kind of 15 to 30 rankings, including Rainer Pye, who got the victory at Chartres Bay most recently, and a few other guys who can really do come out of nowhere.
You've got Ben Quinn in there too, mate. He's obviously jumped up to MPO after winning MA1 title for the last season. So yeah, shout out to Benny Quinn while we're here.
It's a quite a stacked field. Do you prefer playing in those kind of stacked lots and lots of good players kind of competitions, or how do you feel going into a tournament with so many big names?
Personally I do. I like to play with I like to with more competition, it makes you better. So yeah, I like having more other players that are great in the mix.
Yeah, I second that. Yeah.
It's going to be, because there's not too many tournaments where you get that Levi plays, honestly, and I bring him up because he's the best player in New Zealand and has been for some time, and there's a bit of a distance between him and the next, and then after that it's sort of anyone's game as to who comes next, and so it's going to be real interesting going into that tournament, trying to pick a winner or placings outside of on that tournament. Very much looking forward to that one. Not played Nottingley before?
Not the tournament, but we have played the course before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So a bit of
maybe
practice there.
5 or
That's
6
good.
times.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So not completely new to it. That's good. I think. Yeah. And Nottingham's the first event on the NZDG tour as well, Morgan. I think it is.
I
For the
believe
new
so.
year
Yep.
in the beginning of June, which means that the old tour, 2025, 24, 25 tour is coming to an end. So
gone.
yeah, we'll have to
Nearly
see.
in the rear vision mirror.
It is. Anyway, look, we're going to get to know you a little bit more. We're going to jump into Desert Island Disc Golf, and so this is a segment we've been doing for years on the show here, but we've never done a tandem one. So yeah, let's see how we go. The premise is that you're both stranded on a desert island. There is a disc golf course on this desert island, and you've been stranded with 3 of your favorite discs, and each one additional card mate who you get to play with. So
I think we go oldest first here, just
okay,
so there's no arguments throughout the whole thing.
Fine. So Daniel, let's start with you. The which are your 3 discs that you're taking to your desert island?
Well, do we get any clues like how long the course is?
Yeah,
well, you get to make the course, I'd say.
Okay, let's assume
Yeah.
it's Twizel Greenbelt dumped onto a Pacific island.
Righto. Well, for probably a good 6 months, a couple of years ago, I was playing with just 3 discs, and it was the Innova Destroyer, the RPM Kia, and my putter, which is a Discraft Fierce.
Excellent.
So probably those 3.
Excellent. Ideal. And Jamie?
I'd say the same driver, Destroyer, and then probably an MD3, and then my classic Ruru, obviously. Gotta stay loyal to that one.
Excellent.
Do either of you happen to have those discs within arm's reach?
I do not.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he does, but
I've seen that stack and I had to ask the question.
And yeah, take that one.
There we go. Destroyer. Is it a flippy destroyer or a beefy destroyer?
This one's very flippy. I may take a different one actually, but this one's super flippy. Kia.
Ugh.
I think it's kind of an old version of it, from what I've been told.
Well, that's Matt's favorite disc.
What a lovely color as well.
Yeah, it is quite nice.
Yeah.
I've had that one probably since just after I started in 2020, I think, and the Fierce as well.
And
which,
Fierce.
by the way,
that's a great disc.
It is.
I found this on the Greenbelt course, had no name on it, so hopefully whoever has it doesn't ask for it back.
There we are.
Too bad, it's already on a desert island. It's gone.
It is. Yeah. Rip the Fierce. So yeah, good stuff. Now, who are you taking with you? Who's on your card? You can pick one person. They can be anyone you like. They can be alive or dead, real or imaginary, or a famous pro or someone.
You can pick 3 people.
Well, 1 each, Morgan, because then that's a card of 4.
Okay, good point.
Well, I think I got to go with the day 1 James McDonald to start our card off.
Excellent. Do you still play with him on a weekly?
Yeah, all the time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Jamie?
I'd have to pick the other regular, Jackson Ferrata. He's the other one that wins us most rounds. Yeah.
Nice. Well, shout out to those boys. You're going on holiday.
Yeah.
Right, and now we're going to move on to the Sweet Chain Safari. So this takes the form of 18 questions. There's a family-friendly front nine, which is the same questions to each person each week. And then there's a Safari back nine, which takes the form of a this or that and is quick fire. They're all quick fire questions, okay? So no thinking, just give us your answer. So we're going to go Daniel, then Jamie. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Okay. What is your name?
Daniel Hunter.
Jamie.
What is your PDGA number?
259967.
253098.
Where were you born?
Timaru.
Where do you live now?
Twizel.
How many years have you been playing?
5.
Your favorite disc?
Kia.
Ruru.
Your favourite course?
Lismore.
Twizel Greenbelt.
Favourite MPO player?
Calvin Heimberg.
Daniel Hunter.
Your favourite
Yeah, boy.
favourite FPO player?
Paige Pierce.
Kirsten Tata.
Excellent. And Morgan, take us through the Safari back nine.
Now, I know one of you is into this. I think you both maybe. So we'll start off here. Photography or videography?
Videography.
Photography.
Hiking or biking?
Hiking.
Biking.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Flippy or stable drivers?
Flippy.
Stable.
Interesting. Here's one that only a few locals might get. The Top Hut or the Razza?
The
Razza.
Razza all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
with you on that. I was there last Thursday.
Nice.
Would you prefer to be in a hotel or camping out?
Camping. Oh, right.
I'd say hotel.
Really? Camping for me.
Hotel and then camping. All right. Cars or motorbikes?
Cars.
Cars.
This is a three-parter. Steak, chicken, or veggies?
Chicken.
What type of chicken?
Thighs on a smoker
Cooked.
inside a taco.
Chicken.
All right. Sold it to him. And your 18th hole. Would you rather beat your brother at disc golf every time or split it 50-50 in wins?
50-50.
Yeah, split.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the answer. That's your 18th hole. That is your Safari back nine complete. Cheers, boys. I hope everyone learns a little bit more about you guys there, especially on the back nine. They'll have no idea what the hell the Top Hut and the Razza are, but we do, so that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, Jamie and Daniel. It's been great having you on the show. We're going to be watching in very closely over the next few months, and so you say you've got Nottingley coming up, then it's Sub-Zero. Obviously, you'll be playing Moonbase later on in the year as well.
Yep.
And will you get to Christchurch for South Island Champs?
When is that?
It's in November.
Well, we could well do. I'm not sure yet, but probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Excellent.
Yep.
Well, hopefully
Also,
I'll get to meet
Wahitapu
you
as well.
Wahitapu as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, the
Morgan
boys.
will be pleased.
Of course I am.
Excellent. Well, hopefully I'll bump into you in Christchurch then.
Sweet as.
But look, very best of luck in Nottingley coming up. It's going to be a hell of a battle, that one. So yeah, we look forward to it.
Good luck, boys.
Good luck, and have a good evening. Cheers.
Sweet.
Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
See you, fellas.
Bit of a prisoner's dilemma question from you there, Morgan.
Yeah, well, we kind of knew the answer though. Going back into the chat,
we did,
where they're really just cheering each other on and backing each other in every tournament. So I had that question written down before we had that part of the chat there, so I already knew the answer. But it's cool to hear them both say it, right?
Absolutely. And look, Nottingley is going to be a humdinger. It's going to be a real close battle between really anyone in the top sort of 6 to 7, I suspect. Right, let's have a quick look back at the last weekend and the Charteris Bay Charge, which happened in Christchurch this weekend just gone. Morgan, tip of the cap to your tip, who came in good for you, MPO. Did you see this?
I did, and I don't actually think I've claimed it just yet on Sweet Chain Live website tipping. So I'll have to jump in and do that at some point. But yeah, ran a pie, mate. Coming in clutch, big win. One shot over Willie Tarakna and then a couple more down to Jasper Vandermeer. So yeah, pretty good outing that day. Had words with a few people that played there, and as they all expected and they'd already had previously, it's just an incredible course and everyone had a great time.
Yeah, I mean, Raina Pai coming in with the victory at 7 under par. Willie Trattener is second. Jasper van der Meer coming in third. Outside of that, you had in MP Megan Merrick competing in FPO, but in MP40, Andrew Inch takes out the win over Jay Puki. Clint Niho in third. MA1 saw Ashley Clements take the victory here. Perhaps a bit of a surprise.
Yes and no. So he got the win the week before at Generation Open as well. So yeah, I mean he's in good form. He's in good form
against
Mr. Ashley.
and we say it all the time, a pretty strong MA1 card.
Yeah, I got that wrong. Sorry, he came fifth at Generation Open, but I remember talking to him afterwards, and he was playing well. Sorry, I got that completely confused. But yeah, no, big ups to Ashley for coming in first there. It's a great win for him.
Dwayne Winetti takes out the win in MA40 over Carl Helms and Jamie Helms. Hadiata Neho competing in FA40, and in MA50, Gregor Brosnahan, pretty familiar name to the top of the MA50 table. Janine Frost takes out the win in FA50, and Stephen Kelly is 8 shots clear of Khalil Shearer, and then one back to Ben Cornell in MA2. Christine Orr competing in FA2, and in MA3, Brian Hourigan and James Lear go to a playoff, with Brian coming out on top, Chris Burton in third. And then elsewhere, Alexandra Luafutu, Quinn Helms, and then Eli Helms taking out the win over Noah Garden in MJ15. Now,
shout out to the juniors for getting around that course. That's a sneaky beast of a course there. You've likely not played that one, but it's over in like the Littleton Harbour, around the bay from Littleton a wee bit, on a golf course that's just basically on the side of the hill. So it is a bit of a hike, and yeah, man, any juniors that are getting around there and shooting well for themselves. I mean, 1 down for Quinn Helms, must be stoked with that.
Yeah, I mean, even the short course is looks like it's pretty meaty.
Yep.
Now, and let's not forget, actually, Morgan, that producer Tom was 1 place away from getting a mention there, coming in 4th place in MA2. So well done to producer Tom for that performance. Made it onto the lead card by the looks of it.
Hey, there you go.
Which was fantastic for the second round. So well done to him. Now there was also a massive event that was held up in Auckland for the Women's Disc Golf Day, which saw ladies from all over the country really descend into Auckland. So I think we've got the results of that up on the screen now. And so Michaela Kerr takes out the overall win. All the ladies here, it appears to be quite fragmented. That's because there's all the divisions were offered, so they're relatively spread out. Michaela Kerr takes out the overall victory of Amy Whitmore in 2nd place. Charlotte Dunkley in 3rd over Michelle Simpson, and then Kath Headley. But Morgan, what I want to say about this, other than the size of the FA3 and FA4 divisions, 15 and 14 apiece, was 52 ladies playing in a tournament in New Zealand. I think we've had similar numbers like that in the past, but great to see.
Yeah, for sure, and it's probably a lot, not a little, to do with Charlotte Dunkley, I would say, who's the tournament director for this event. Being, she won what was the award called again? Sorry, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Contribution to disc golf.
That's the one. The Contribution to Disc Golf Award winner, Charlotte Dunkley, for the last season for NZDG. She's out there putting in the work and bringing all these ladies together to have such a fantastic event. Totally. 52 of them is just incredible.
Yeah, she does a brilliant job in kind of promoting and pushing this out. What you can see if you have a look through, if you're quite eagle-eyed, Morgan, I don't know if you've probably seen this. Check out the surnames of a lot of the ladies match the surnames that you might associate or know from other people
Yes.
on the so more so for example, Lucy
I was-
Gojak is Levi's
Yep.
daughter, I would presume. And going further up, Sarah Dunkley, probably related to Charlotte, and Melissa Gojak is probably related to Levi as well. So look, it's great to see so many ladies associated with disc golfers coming, because it's that whole family idea that we were talking to Jamie and Dan about recently. So yeah, really,
we've
really
got to
good.
find these. We do have to find these stepping stones that Charlotte's put together like this to help the ladies get into the game. You know, it's not just New Zealand bound where we have distinct separation between the guys and the ladies in our player attendance, but you know, it's slowly coming together. It's not there yet, but it is slowly coming together, and events like this are just going to help that leaps and bounds.
Yeah. I think the tricky, not the tricky thing, but like what is how does one take it from here to the next step, you know, and how do you get 50 ladies signing up for an event that is
I think a lot of it's
event.
to do with the first step, Matt. I really do. I think a lot of it's to do with that first step, you know. In the time I've been playing it, I've met a lot of girls, a lot of ladies that have just not wanted to take that first step. And, you know, the first step from playing with their friends on the course is going to be, you know, in my area, it's going to be the Queenstown Classic. And that's, you know, we're 30 years deep now. It's a prestigious event. So it's a big step in a lot of people's minds, even though it might not be, it can be confronting like that. So, just taking the first step.
Absolutely. Well, well done to Charlotte and for the whole Auckland team for putting on that event. Looks like obviously it was a great day. 50 odd players, brilliant.
And if any ladies or gentlemen are looking to play this weekend at Harcourt Park, are having a glow round this Saturday night. Hit up Mungo Jerry, who's in the chat, if you want more details.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that. Funds for Finland is our next event that we're going to have a look at. That's coming up this weekend. In just remind me where it is. In Christchurch.
In Christchurch, yep.
And this
for
is
Michelle Simpson and Francis.
That's right.
Sorry,
so no, that's exactly right. So all the proceeds for this event are going to Michelle and Francis to get them over to America for their big trip. It's been played at Bottle Lake.
Finland.
So sorry, it is Finland, of course it is.
Finland, USA, Missouri.
Clues in the name, right? Is that I should have known that. Absolutely outrageous. It's in Nokia in Finland. I was just having a quick look actually at the Pro Worlds lineup for this, and it's obviously all the hits are there. And then if you scroll down a bit, then you see not Levi's name, you see Francis' name, and then obviously Michelle in FPO as well. It's going to be great to watch Worlds going. There's a New Zealander in the mix, you know, and Francis is capable of putting through a quality round. He can hit a 1040. I know it. And so, you know, there's every chance that if he does that early on, and you know that he could
get some momentum.
That's right. And so we'll be previewing that a little bit close to the time.
Oh, that list is thick.
It is
thick.
Yeah.
2 C's with pros right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maxime Tange, who's also in there. MDG Media's own from Belgium.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, you don't even have the whole page is just oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Have a look for yourself, guys. It's I'll put the link in the chat for you.
It's a crazy strong field, and a lot of Europeans obviously playing as well, because Finland, if you're in Europe, Finland's a hell of a lot easier to get to than the States. So
Funds for Finland.
Funds for Finland here is being held this weekend in Christchurch at Bottle Lake. So if you want to get involved, then you can. I believe registration is still open. Ewan's in the chat, I think, and would likely tell us that how you can still get involved. So if you want to play, then you can. So looking at this, Morgan, in MPO, Jay Watkinson's got to be the favourite on his home course.
Surely, right? Surely. I don't have anything else to say about that, mate. I mean, he's got 50 ratings points over Sam Cole. Nothing against Sam, but he's got 50 rating points on him, and he built the course.
Yeah.
Speaks for itself, really.
MA1 could be closer. Bailey Gardner looks like this might be good, but Ashley Clements coming off a win last weekend could have something to say about that. Yep.
Mr. Jake Meikle, who's also in the chat, might have something to say about that.
I would have thought so. MA40, little division, but will be quite competitive. Don't know anything about Sam Page, but Kelvin Cummings has been playing well down in Dunedin recently.
Yep, he's been playing well everywhere. Him and Marie Cummings, who's in a division of her own over in FA40.
And then in MA50, Gregor Brosnan is the likely favourite here, given his rating and ranking point advantage. And then little division in MA2 as well. So if you do want to get involved in Funds for Finland, it's for a great cause, and you get to play some tournament disc golf around Bottle Lake again, which is great fun. If I was in Christchurch, I'd be all over this event. I did enjoy the Bottle Lake course when I played it.
I'll tell you what, Matt. There's a guy in the chat right here who's asking. He says, "Good to see the ladies getting on board. Got to push them towards tournaments. Michaela Kerr's doing well." And then he's asked, "Is it open competition this weekend in Christchurch? I'm up that way. Please, Jake.
I think it is.
Yes." Actually, I will send you the details right after this. That in the chat there, guys, is Mr. Isaac Summers, who is the ex now. Unfortunately, I wish he'd come back, but he was the course. Well, he was I call him the course maintenance manager of Ohau, of the Waitaha Ara course for a few years there. He's moved on. He's now living in Twazi. He was bigging up the boys, the Hunter boys in the chat there when we had them on. But I'd love to see you get into some tournaments there, Isaac. So I'll send you the details right after this. But yeah, shout out to him, man, because he's the reason our course is looking so good all year round up those ways. So yeah, thank you very much.
Fantastic. Right, and there's also South Island Masters, which is coming up as well. Now I saw more details. I saw some details on this. Let's see if I can find it here. There's a link which we've just popped into the chat there. Now I don't know too much about this event, but let's see if we can find some more information on it. So it's on the 25th to the 26th of October in Nelson. Blenheim, at Taylor River. 2-dayer, Saturday and Sunday, only $30 to register. So if you want to get involved, then please do. You need to follow that link. Follow that link, and you'll get you'll get all the information that you need for the South Island Masters Games later on this year. Next up, Morgan.
Yes,
we've got a giveaway.
We do have a giveaway.
Of sorts. Talk us through what the winner of this upcoming duck race can win.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got Waitapu coming up November, coming at the back end of this year. As you've all heard me bleat on about for a long time, we have our skins match at that tournament where there's $100 a hole for 10 holes, 9 or 10 holes. I think it's 10 actually. No, it's 9 holes and there's $200 on the last hole, so it's $1,000 total up for grabs. That's what it is. Apologies. And then any early registrants for the tournament, so basically up until 8 o'clock tonight, got their names chucked into a duck race, and whoever we pull out is going to be the first person in that skins match. So
what I can see the starting line of the duck race on the old on the preview screen, which is going to be coming 26. Up on your screen very soon. And there's 26 names.
26, so and there's 27 ducks. Mr. Stephen Reed has got himself an extra duck because he is a Sweet Chain Live Patreon supporter. So it pays.
So he's got
pays.
2 ducks
it might
in
pay
this
right
race.
now. He does.
2 ducks in this race. You've also got a duck in this race, I noticed, Morgan, which we'll be keeping
Hey, look,
an eye on.
I'm registered in the tournament, and so is Adam. I tell you what,
I was
I
gonna
want a
say,
chance to
yeah.
win some of our money back. I'll tell you that much.
Excellent. So there's 26 competitors. The ducks have lined up. Look out for
Yeah.
your name if you're in it. So go on then, Morgan. Give us a
All right.
countdown. And it's going to
Matt,
last a
I'm gonna-
minute. Is that right?
It
It's
is-
going to be a minute
It's
long.
gonna, it's
That's
gonna
quite
be,
long.
It's not going to be an hour. Well, it goes pretty quickly. And Matt, I'm going to ask you if you could commentate it because you've done such a brilliant job over the years of
Okay.
doing this.
A minute's
But
a
I will
long
get
time.
the countdown.
Here we go. All right, go on then.
Here we go. Clear your throat. 3, 2, 1. Producer Tom, hit it.
And it's a fresh
Go,
start
Morgan.
coming off on the dunk race. Megatron taken early with Arm Burgess. And look at that mohawk on Arm Burgess taking the lead. He's got a lead and he's a beak in front. Lance Essen, Autumn Taylor doing well. Kelvin Cummins is thereabouts. Pete Mackay, Stephen Reed and Callie Thompson on the inside. David Autumn Taylor coming through. Lovely cap there. Callie Thompson on the inside with the crown. And Stephen Reed with a Viking cap on as well. Marie Cummings on the inside in the Batman dress, and Warren Dewhurst is taking the lead. The plain yellow in lane number 9. Stephen Reed still holding well in the Viking hat. 23. Callie Thompson's hit something and has dropped right back. Stephen Reed is ahead by a wing. Tim Stewart, Daniel Taylor, Stephen Reed. Stephen Reed's done something. Jeremy Hills in the purple duck comes through at the end. Jeremy Hills takes out the win. Very well done.
I tell you what, Matt, I was going to yell out at the start there about 30 seconds in, go purple duck, because I thought it was me. And then when it screamed through at the end, I was bitterly disappointed for myself. But very happy for Jeremy Hills. You are the first person into the skins match. Congratulations, sir. I told you, Matt, 1 minute will just disappear, and you did a great job on that call.
Thank you. I think Brett Carlisle in the chat summarizes it very well. Early lead, never a good thing in a duck race. Just too many things that can go wrong. Wrong. Right. Right, let's play.
If you guys do, sorry, I'm just going to shout this out. If you guys do want to check out what the skins match looks like, check out WFC Disc Golf on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Kelvin, the man at the helm of WFC, has got footage from the 2023 championship. And if you do somehow manage to track down the Facebook page from last year's Waitapu, you will see plenty of footage there as well, where it was just absolute gangbusters. There is a lot of shenanigans going on through the entire thing. It is a hell of a time. So look out for, well, the next chance to get into it is going to be at the Polar Plunge, which is at Wahitapu. And then the other chance you can get in is going to be at the tournament as well, where we'll be doing a mega duck race in the bar. And the 4th spot is going to the sponsor, Rad Roasting. So shout out to those guys. If you're in Christchurch, go check out Rad Roasting. They are just incredible guys with incredible coffee.
Excellent. Now, just before we move on to Disc Duel, Morgan, did you see the show last week? Did you watch the show? Did you manage to catch it?
Oh, no, I did. Yeah, I did. Well, I was driving, where was I? I was coming through about Ashburton and I just had you on the magnet thing on my car. So I was listening.
You saw me and Arn get Disc Duel in 2 goes.
Yeah, I think I just turned it off, man. You guys, no, I'm joking. I actually did not see that.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can do one better this week. Morgan, as you're back, you can pick.
We don't have Discraft, do we? Or do we?
Yeah, Discraft.
We do. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go with Mr. Hunter's putter with the Fierce, please.
Fierce. Okay. No, fair call. I don't think I've seen a Fierce as being the winning one on here. Certainly not on a Imagine. Okay, so no, you couldn't be more wrong. It's not a Fierce or a Discraft. It's a lot faster, but it's Neg 2. Okay, so what do we know about some Neg 2 discs? Let's go with a Shrike.
Oh, that is exactly the only thing I could think of.
It's a lot faster, right? Which it needs to be, and it's not Discraft, so could be. Okay, so it's a bit slower, and it's 1 for the fade, so it's a -2/1. Its glide is a 5, so it's 5 -2 1, and it's a slower than a 13, but not much slower. So, Marie Cummins is saying Fury. That's a fair shout, actually.
5 -2 1, you reckon?
Yeah, a Fury's a very good shout. Speed 9, I think.
Yeah, she said not a Fury. There we go. So no,
Not
don't
a
put
Fury.
Fury.
Oh,
Not a Fury.
okay, not a
So
Fury.
so we are
That's-
saying it's a. Oh, it's not a spin.
It's going to
Glide 5. Glide 5.
It's a
I'm
Glide
looking here, sorry,
5.
not Speed 5.
No,
Glide
it's
5.
a-
Let's go with a. It's not Discraft. It's not Innova. Ooh,
Fury is -2.
goodness me.
Can we? Oh no, I didn't.
Can we go with an Escape?
Okay. Is it fast enough? Yeah, it needs to be a bit faster. We got the 5 and it's -1, 2. So but it's not a dynamic disc, and it's also not latitude either. So let's go Discmania.
You're right. It's got to be
like
a 10, isn't it?
CD1 or something, or what's the flippy Discmania drivers?
It could be CD1, CD2.
Maybe
it can only be
CD2, but let's go.
because that's all. CD1's the only one that's there.
Manufacturer. So it is a Discmania. So we're looking for a Discmania, and it's a speed 10 or above.
Try a
5
TD.
-2, 1.
Do we have TD on there? TD something? TD. Yep. Throw the TD through that.
What does TD
Please.
stand for on that?
Turning driver.
Hooray! Well done. Does it stand for turning driver, really?
Yeah. Well, the old one did. I don't know if there's a new one out there, but that's what the original one. It's a TD Rush was the original one. I've got one over there somewhere in the OG box.
Mm-hmm.
Great disc. Great disc.
Excellent. Right. Now, so well done to anybody who got that. Coupled in the Mikey and Brett got the TD. So let's have a look at Disc Golf Valley.
Run it back.
Let's take a look at this. Arn with 9 under par, and that was only his. He only had 12 goes this week, is what I heard. So. We'll see. Blakey with 13 under par, so very well done. 4 eagles.
4 eagles. Wow,
that's mental. And Kelvin got halfway through his round before giving up. Went home. And producer Tom with a trying to recover after the first 3 holes. Excellent. Right, let's have a look at the power rankings. Finally for you this week in the ladies. So this is after the women's disc golf day. Lots of bit of movement here. So Michaela Kerr moves up 2 spots to 3rd. Charlotte Dunkley leapfrogs Kath Headley into 9th. And Megan Merrick drops 2 spots to 16th. And in the men's division, Raina Pai climbs 18 spots to 19th. Sorry, Willie Taratana is a new entry at 23. Also worth making a note of is Ashley Clements climbs 57 spots to 81. Stephen Kelly climbs 47 to 66. Gregor Brosnan climbs 33 into the top 100. So well done to everybody who got a little bump this week. Funds for Finland this week is on in Christchurch. Get involved if you're down that way. And if you're in Wellington, then Glow Golf at Harcourt Park on Saturday night. Otherwise, we'll be looking forward to the Nottingham Giants, which is in a couple of weeks' time. But tipping will come back next week when we have the Royal Rumble up in Auckland. So that should be exciting as well. But wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.